All right, so welcome back to another video of the Talk Individual program, Talk Individual Experience. As you guys can see, again, keep showing you guys the pattern of how they will use other students in my daughter's school as well as Ethan's school to try and bully them, to push them from behind. This is nothing new. I have videos of my son being pushed in the back by other students to where he bruised up his face, all this stuff, right? And then on top of that, she went to the nurse, and the nurse put a band-aid on that bruise. As big as that bruise is, she put a little band-aid. Okay, not even one of those big band-aid that can cover up the bruise, right? Just a little. So again, that's what I had to. And my daughter, again, she showed me what happened after we left the school. Not when I got there, but after we walked out of the school, then she showed me. So I had to turn around and walk all the way back to the school. And this is how they condition my kids. So when other kids bully them, they don't tell me right away. I have to keep telling them all the time. If this happened to you in the school and I come pick you up, you need to let me know right away. You need to let me know right away, right? Now, like I said, my son is a lot older now, so he can fight. Okay, and he has already shown them that if they're going to bully him, and I told him I give him permission that if they're bullying you, you have a right to defend yourself. Okay, so he's good on that. Now, my daughter now, like I said, they're gonna push her from the back, right? And the fact that she said she doesn't know who do it, the fact that the nurse, whoever she told, not only the nurse, but she told an adult who sent her to the nurse. Instead of the adult getting to the bottom of it, going and ask the students who pushed her, they just sent her to the nurse. So I want to show you how school faculty members are complicit in engaging with other parents and their children to bully other kids. All right, that's that. Now, uh, I went into the store to talk to the guy. I said to him, I asked him, I said, "Did you give her money?" He's like, "Oh, are you accusing me?" I said, "It's not an accusation. I asked you." Right? And you guys gonna see the video because I uploaded it. I asked him, "Did you give her money?" Right? But again, it is a narrative that they tried to create. Right? That doesn't work. It doesn't work because again, they're trying to say, "Oh, we know his personality" or what have you, or because again, the personality that they know is one that they created. Okay, is the one that they created. So they got to create a personality within you that you're not aware of this. You're not aware of this until they start to until they think that they can now overtly start targeting you, right? But again, it's manipulation. It's manipulation, right? So, like I said to him, I said, "Listen, I didn't accuse you, man. I asked you because I said the other two guys, I asked them also. I said I got it on video. I might have been a little loud, right? But I got it on video. I asked them. I asked them. I didn't accuse them. I asked them, and I got to film it. Yes, I got to film it because I want to know what it is, what's going on. Besides, like I said, I'm a target individual, so I know how they think. I know how they think. I've studied these people for 2 decades now, almost 2 decades, I should say, right? And not just the civilian cult members, but those within the police force, their mindset, and how we know their. I'm not the only one that knows about this. Everybody should know the mindset of these police, right? They again, they got a gun on the badge. They think they can abuse. They think that they can abuse people because they have a gun on the badge. They think they can do whatever they want to do because they have a gun on the badge. So earlier today, I posted about because again they're trying to send these type of subliminal message. And again, right? I know what it is that they're up to. See, they may think I don't know. They may think that this is they do this to kind of prove to others in their cult, their members in their cult, that for whatever it is that they're trying to prove, which doesn't work. Which doesn't work because again, when they create a false narrative based on psychological manipulation of a person or a group of people, right? It is a personality that they created, but because it's done in a psychological realm, then it makes it they avoid accountability because again, the accountability is going to be put on the person that they brainwash, right? Because again, nobody would know. Nobody would know. Okay, nobody would know. We've seen this. We've seen it. I mean, there was a article that other TI just sent me about. There was this guy, an actor, right? how he brainwashed this young woman. And I say this all the time, particularly as a black person, that I know, because again, I've seen it, not see it in person, but I've seen videos by these new linguistic experts, or these, you know, who these white managers and supervisors will go on retreats, learning how to manipulate people. Right now, you know that some of them were taught the dark psychological arts of new linguistic programming. We know that, right? Give you an example. One, it was a U.S. PSYOPs operator from the U.S. Army, right, who basically manipulated over 100 people to go to the Capitol on January 6th, right? So we know that people can be manipulated. We see it all the time. Jim Jones back in the past, the cult, Charles Manson, others who have David Koresh, and a lot of these religious leaders, they're all cult leaders. That's what they are. They are cult leaders. We see it within these evangelicals, how their audience or their members will basically give their last dime so they can buy jets or fancy cars, right? Or getting on stage, cursing. This thing that kills me. These people, they claim they believe the Bible so much, right? And they're always telling you to be humble, but they're not humble. They're not humble. They'll talk about their $5,000 shoes, how much it costs. They're driving in their Bentleys and their Rolls Royce. They're not humble. That's not humbleness. At least not the humbleness that they preach to you, right? And even their own Bible will tell you that beware false prophets. But again, because the indoctrination, the psychological conditioning is so powerful, so strong, that it erases all critical thinking out of the person's mind. Even self-preservation. Okay? So, again, please, like I said, I know you guys too well. I'm not talking UTIs, but these perps and their leaders. Right? Like I said, the dark triads, these are the people that we need to remove from these positions, from the police force. This is why they don't want educated people to join the police force, because educated people will question, or people who have, I shouldn't really say educated, but people who have the ability to think for themselves, not just to follow. Okay? Because, again, what they, just as the Nazis did with the German people, the German soldiers, they're like, we're just following orders. Right? So that makes it okay. This, and again, you those that live here have no idea. When you live in a country where the so-called founding fathers owned slaves, raped young slave girls, keep them in secret chambers. Do you think Thomas Jefferson is the only founding fathers to do that? That's why, like I said, when black people are quoting Thomas Jefferson, I'm like, you guys are stupid. You got, when they're quoting Gandhi, you're stupid. Gandhi didn't like black people. We are always celebrating the people that hate us, not me and not my kids. And because I have and they know this, they know I think differently. They know that that I'll stand up for other people. They know this, right? But again, this is what we fail to realize within our community, is that they will attack us when we're young, particularly young black boys and black men. Okay? And they'll do it in such a way in which, the fault and the blame lies on the victim instead of the oppressor, instead of the tyrants, right? The abusers. Okay? So, I will continue to speak out. I will continue to expose them. They can do whatever they want to do. But like I said, the only way you're going to shut me up is in a box. That's what you have to do. You think I'm afraid of death? I'm not afraid of death. Okay? See, that's the one thing that is a reason why they use also religion. Well, they'll talk about the greatness of heaven, right? But if heaven was so great, why don't you go there? Okay? See, I'm looking for my heaven on earth, right? I'm not looking to die for me to go to heaven. For my people, I want our heaven to be here on earth, just like the white people have their heaven on earth, just like the Arabs have their heaven on earth, just as uh, uh, the Asians have their heaven here on earth, right? The Europeans have their heaven here on earth. Only we, as a group of people, still believing that we should suffer in this life because there's a greater reward waiting for us after we die. Everybody is reaping the greater reward off of our backs. Okay? Now, we may not be in physical slavery, but we are in a system that enslaves us. We are in a system that poisons us to where we, as black people, European people, we die the youngest. We die the youngest. We work our butt off, pay into Social Security, and we don't get to reap that benefits when we get older. Get again, go and read the book How White People Got So Rich. That's the title of it. How White People Got So Rich, for you to truly understand how the system works against us. All right. And as for TIs, I understand who these people are. Like I said, look up the 8 criteria of thought reform. Look up coercive persuasion programming. Get the book, uh, um, Controlling the Human Mind by Dr. Nick Begich. Read the declassified documents on the Havana Syndrome, as well as those declassified documents about the American embassy in Russia bombarded with radiation, with microwave radiation. Okay? Read up about Dr. Jose Delgado, Dr. Robert Heath. And that's just the tip of the iceberg. There are others that they're protecting that have been doing some of the most egregious and horrific crimes against humanity for the under the guise of advance in science. Okay? And again, if you're a religious TI, if you're, all I can say is that you need to really read your Bible from front to back. Okay? Read it from front to back. And after you read it, if you still believe that book is the word of God, you still believe it, then you've been successfully indoctrinated with bullshit. Okay, you need to open up your mind. Okay, and for you to do that, guess what? Go and read other books of the Bible that of the Apocryphas that they didn't include in this Bible that we read today. That Bible we read today was created in 1611. Okay, and then the second version came, the King James second version came out after, second edition. But go and read the first edition as well as the second edition, and then go and read the Septuagint, but get the translation where they're using not the English name, right, but the original Greek name and the original Hebrew name. Like it would say, instead of saying Jehovah or God, it would say Yahweh. Jesus, it would say Yeshua, right? There's no John, no James, none of these people, right? You know what I'm saying? Because the letter J wasn't invented until the 1500s. So go and read this thing. Read the book of Adam and Eve. All right? Read the book of Thomas. Read the book of Judas Iscariot, which is Judas who betrayed Jesus in the Bible. Go and read this book. Go and read the Gospel of Mary. Okay? Go and read what's the other book? Anyway, but anyway, go and read the book where, go and read the book of Bella and the Dragon. Read these things, right? For you to understand that, these are all mythological stories, right? These are not based off of real people. I mean, some of them might be real, but not any of the disciples. So the pharaohs, the Roman overseers, right? Though they're real, but the timeline doesn't match up. So you gotta understand that. One of the books you should read is what you should have is actually by Joseph Ben Jacobin, the chronology of the Bible. Okay, it's not a. It's just it tells you the timeline for the Bible, right? So then you can match it up with the historical records and see that, you know, like Ramses didn't exist at the time that Moses was supposed to be was sent into Egypt as a child. Pharaoh that his mother sent him, put him in a basket and sent him down the Nile River into Egypt. Again, it doesn't make sense. So you gotta do a lot of research. I may not remember everything, but there's some important details that I do remember. Okay. So with that being said, I'll talk to you guys in the next video.